To wait till Friday.
I have to wait till Friday.
I wish I could not discuss the Home Run Derby last night, but I promised my good friend Jason Stark, he's in the Hall of Fame, that I would flip it on, even though I've hated the Home Run Derby for a long, long time.
I had to check it out, too.
I flipped it on because a promise is a promise.
And
about 15 minutes in, I wanted to jump through the television screen, go to the ballpark, and strangle Jason Stark dead. It was a steaming pile of trash.
I get that he is a classical baseball dude, and the Home Run Derby does have some esteem, and it's got some history, and you can think back to its early days when it was a really cool event. And when we were kids, all of us were watching the Home Run Derby, and it was in the middle of the summertime even, but it was something that we would get together, in the neighborhood and talk about the results and what happened, especially back in the day when it was our guys like Frank Thomas and Ken Griffey Jr. And I can even remember Cal Ripken Jr. doing a Home Run Derby and holding his own, but it is not that entertaining.
It has nothing
anymore.
to do with the participants.
No,
I'm not going to say
Aaron
that.
Judge could do it. Pete Alonso has done it before.
It's not about
three straight a few years ago.
Cal Raleigh and his big ass.
Yeah, he's great. He's got a big ace, and
She got a great ass.
you got your head all the way up in it. He's great. He was fantastic.
It's not
First catcher to win.
It's not the people competing in it.
No.
To me, it's the length and it's the presentation. I thought the presentation on ESPN sucked last night, where you miss half the home runs because we got different. We can't just have a regular camera angle. We got to have 19 million camera angles.
Oh,
and
we got the 360.
Pat McAfee's the hype up guy.
360 camera
shut
from
the hell up and
dirt
just
level.
Broadcast the Derby and shut up.
Am I the only idiot with this? I'm one of the biggest idiots, but am I the only one with this where it can confuse me? They should put TrackMan, like golf does this. I think with the Home Run Derby, there's some beauty to seeing where that goes in real time. I know after the round is done, they'll kind of show it, but as they're happening, because sometimes as slow and as long and drawn out as the event is, they can start going pretty quick in the middle of the timed round. And sometimes there might be 3 baseballs in the air at the same time, and it's hard to follow. I can't even keep score when you and I are playing ping pong, let alone follow the baseballs that may or may not be traveling out of the park. For the most part, you can tell with the crack of the bat, but some are going to be warning track and maybe going over by 10 feet. It's hard to know. It's like, oh, he's got 15 home runs. Oh, now he's got 16, 17. The 18th one missed. Oh, now he's got 18. I can't keep track of it. It's just...
The event is what it is.
Too many players, too. Cut it back to 4 so this thing can be done in an hour and a half or so.
It's never going to be my cup of tea, but I thought the broadcast was atrocious last night. A lot of conversation because the All-Star Game's tonight. Catch it here on the Fan. Commissioners talking. A lot of conversation about a potential salary cap in baseball where Rob Manfred, without specifically talking about a cap, he's essentially talking about it, saying that there's competitive balance issues and something needs to be done, but the players are not on board with it. And then Tony Clark comes out and says he's not for a cap in baseball because it's not a competitive balance issue. It's about salary control.
Yeah.
Look here.
Whatever.
Looky here. You're never going to have players come to the table and be for a salary cap. What you can do to get them in the door is talk about a significant salary floor. And it has to be significant.
Looking at you, Pirates.
Looking at you, lots of teams.
Yeah.
Okay?
A lot of years, Reds, Guardians.
I mean, we got Stu Sternberg, who's selling the Tampa Bay Rays for $1.7 billion. Okay? What's going to become of that franchise? I have no idea. Some guy who builds homes in Jacksonville is going to buy it for $1.7. I hope Major League Baseball did some vetting of this guy, too, so that 2 years later we don't hear about this guy not having enough money to run his business. But he's going to sell this team for $1.7 billion. He bought it 20 years ago for $200 million. That's where your money is. It's not year to year. It's not about controlling your payroll. It's about none of that. If you're going to get into Major League Baseball ownership, there's a certain amount of money that you have to spend. That's just the cost of doing business.
Yeah.
And that should be a salary floor. Mm-hmm. We can get to a cap only if we get to a floor. How important is it for competitive balance, Rob Manfred? Is it important enough for you to go to your owners and say, unless we get on board with a floor, we're never going to see a cap? That's the main problem here.
Because it's not really about having to... I feel like one of the problems that they'll try to fix with this is maybe taking another look at expanding the playoffs down the road.
Oh, I don't want to hear it.
I know. That to me is not the answer. That's not how you make the competition better. It's with what you're saying. It's when you force some of these cheapo owners who have poor fan bases that really don't even get to see a spike with their team. Like in the past, you had it with the Miami Marlins, the Florida Marlins back in the day, where when they actually tried, they could win the World Series, and then they would gut the roster, and then they would suck for another decade until they decided to make another run at that. But it's just, it really is. Like you see the Pirates have a young slugger that's in the Home Run Derby, and they're going to have Paul Skeens here, but they couldn't be more on the outside.
You got to force these owners out of the game.
It's just not.
You did it here in Tampa. You forced Stu Sternberg to sell this team. And I think you need to go to the other ownership groups and put pressure on them. And if they get pressure from enough of the owners, if they say we're going to cut our revenue sharing off to you because you're embarrassing us with your product that you're putting out there.
Then it doesn't make sense for you anymore.
No.
Then it doesn't make sense.
When you're a pariah among your own, you're going to sell. And that's what you need to do. Get some new blood in here with some people that can spend some money. Scotty Scheffler made me contemplate